Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. The following is an amateur contest in the middleweight division. We are scheduled for three 3-minute rounds. It's time to meet the fighters. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. This man is representing Wild Humble Fighting. Would you please welcome King Rhino Daly. And his opponent standing across the cage, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is representing not MMA. It's Mikhail Slazak Yannick.
大家好，老师从业中医男科30余年，帮助了数千名海内外华人朋友通过中药调理重回男性雄风。如果你也存在房事时间短、勃起无力、硬度差、中途疲软、肾虚、前列腺炎等问题，现在就加中医老师微信574-993-200，纯中药，一人一方，治根治本，帮助你持续坚挺20至40分钟，补肾壮阳，延时助勃，彻底告别快男软男。记住微信574-993-200。
He's Rhino. Just needs to settle in now. Bit of a scrappy, sort of high intensity start. Sees Yannick just on top in side control, but Daly does a good job off of his back.
Oh!
Knee to the body, and he's
beautiful.
He's got the rear naked choke.
He does. He needs to get it. He maybe doesn't.
It looks like it's under the chin. And what a start this would have been. It would have stark contrast to everything I've just said.
I know. Rhino, with his intimidation, catches that leg, looks at him, and just sweeps him into a cartwheel.
I think he's lost the rear naked choke now. It's turning more to... Well, there we go, yeah. Yannick, now just moving into side control.
That's it. And Daly just needs to keep moving, because...
Beautiful pass from Yannick. Thought he was going for the head and arm triangle. He was. But Daly was wise to it.
It looks like he's got a nice high scarf hold there. Just cranking on that head just a little bit. I can't see him really putting much on with this.
No, Daly's got his hands under the chin of Yannick. He's being warned about the eyes, but he looks pretty comfortable there. And if he is comfortable, why not let Yannick just tire his arms out?
That's it. You can see that bicep tensing there. And the way Daly started, I don't think he's going to
I was going to
give
say
up to this. Oh, the nice bit of ground and pound there, trapped the arm.
He's giving up mount now, and Yannick postures up, looks to land shots. Daly immediately forces his man up and looks to get out of the position.
He's a battler, is Daly.
Yeah, as I said at the start of the
looking for
an
armbar.
It's deep.
He's looking to try and pop that head out. Daly's there. He's just taking his time.
Oh, and there's some crank on the arm.
Oh, there is.
Daly refusing to tap, and it may get to the position where Weir may have to call it.
It looked like he was going to tap there, but Daly's no quitter.
Either this or his arm's going to break.
He's popped
his head out. Oh my God, unbelievable!
Rhino Daly!
Rhino Daly's showing the heart of a warrior. Shades of GSP and Dan Hardy.
Oh my word, that was hyperextended to say the least there.
And Yannick sort of gives us a broken look over in the commentary booth, sort of looks saying, how did he not tap?
He looks a bit confused right now, does Yannick?
No, Daly, as I said, he's more versed to the striking, usually wears tie shots. He's obviously been training on the ground.
Yeah.
He's still not quite there as a complete fighter, but he's showing signs of development. He gets out of the submission, and he is still in this fight.
Yeah, and you can see how he's timing that hip bump. He's a bit more wise to the ground game, and he gets through that first round. And how much damage did that armbar do to the arm?
And looking at the two fighters, to me, Rhino Daly looks the fresher of the two. Yannick takes a big deep breath as he goes back to his corner. Daly with a shake of the head looks perfectly fine and unfazed by the hyperextension on that arm.
I think he kind of looks a little angry right now.
Well, he was angry at the start when he came out, and
I thought he was just having fun. He caught that kick, he nodded in his face, and he kicked that left leg into just a cartwheel. And that catch, he had him in like a kind of like a crossbody sort of position, and kneed him out of the air.
It was just at the start when he caught the leg, just sort of had John Claude Van Damme in my head, kick the tree, bang, and he goes into the leg, ends up top position, looks for the rear naked choke.
You have to give that round to Yannick.
Yeah, you would have to.
But you know, a couple of highlights there from Daly on the offensive and the defensive.
Yeah, he's, as you said, just on the rule book of round one, the submission attempts. It was a scrappy exchange. Yannick a bit overwhelmed at the start, settled into the round, had a wonderful opportunity to try and finish the fight. Was unsuccessful. Daly showing the heart of a lion. And here we go for round two, Dan.
Oh, and he's wise to it. He throws him across the cage.
Now Daly with a lovely sprawl. I'd like to see him try and get back up here, keep the distance, because Yannick obviously doesn't want anything to do with the striking. But he is successful in eventually getting the takedown, moving to side control and mount.
Beautiful sprawl and snap down. He's showing more commitment to the grappling arts, is Daly here, but you know, like you say, he's not quite there yet, and he's not MMA guys, you know, they're well versed in the grappling.
Yeah, they research their opponents, which is why Yannick's probably keen on taking it down to the ground into a realm that he'll be more suited for. But like you say, Daly, beautiful sort of snap down, great sprawl. I'd like to have seen him maybe push off the shoulders, stand up there, but we're back to where we were a few moments ago.
Yannick keeps on just trapping that arm at various points in this fight and just trying to unload just a little bit of ground and pound. Maybe he's looking for a head and arm choke here, or maybe just to smother his man and distort his breathing.
It looks like he's going for the old mother of milk choke.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not a head and arm triangle as such. It is more, he's just basically pushing his sternum into Daly and trying to cut off the flow of oxygen. Now, at one time, it did look like Daly was contemplating tap into that use of the cage maybe from Yannick, but he stays in top position.
And that choke has a bit more success, like in the later rounds when...
Dean Weir's just stepped in here for an infringement. Don't know if it was a shot to the back of the head. He's pointing Yannick to the neutral corner.
And Daly's kind of rubbing the back of his head right now. But
as you would do.
Back on that choke, he has a bit more success in the later rounds when your man's breathing heavy, you know. It is a bit more of a smother trying to push that sternum and shoulder into your man. But, you know, Daly's not really breathing heavy.
No, this is going to reconvene on the feet. So, as we said, we think he's lost first round. He's behind at the start of the second. For me now, I'd like him to keep that distance, have some of that striking success we saw him back down when we saw him fighting Wolverhampton.
Yeah.
So obviously where he is the better fighter. So maybe keep the distance, throw some single shots, test the range, and then step in.
And you know he's got a beautiful sprawl. You know, maybe just sprawl and brawl. Like, don't commit to kind of holding on to your man a bit there, you know.
That's evident. Now, like I say, Daly doesn't shy away from anyone. He's walked straight into the centre of the ring. Yannick looking a little bit tentative as they trade leg kicks. But this is quickly becoming a tale of striker versus grappler. Yannick's going to want to take this down. Rhino needs to keep it standing, so it'll be interesting just to see how it unfolds here in the next 15-20 seconds. Head kick from Yannick.
Nice, very nice. Yannick's fighting on the back foot, but he's very busy on that back foot. He's just taking the outside of the cage and he's landed two beautiful kicks to Daly's left leg.
Yeah, Yannick, though, when he's throwing the jab, he's just sort of leaving his chin in the air, so he's a little bit susceptible to sort of the counter overhand right.
That's the third one there.
Daly looks absolutely unfazed by it. Sort of has the look on his face as if to say, come on, it's boring me a little bit, but he's not engaging himself. You'd expect him to go forward, put Yannick on the back foot. I mean, counting the shots now in the last sort of 10-15 seconds, Daly's followed him around. Those two jabs probably the only shots he's thrown. We've got a lost gum shield here.
And you know, Daly carries a lot of muscle mass, right? Maybe he's just, you know, suffering from a bit of lactic acid right now because he looks a little sluggish compared to how he came out in the first.
But barely breathing heavy as we come to the end of the second round. And again, round number 2 in the books. And we would have to say it's probably in favour of the man in the blue corner, Mikhail Yannick from Nottingham MMA.
But it's not easy by any means at all. And, you know, Yannick's feeling it. You can see him there, his corner fanning him down. He's got his arms up, they're just trying to beat a bit of life back into his arms.
Well, I was going to say, probably 5 of the 6 minutes, it's been him trying to hold Rhino down, so you can understand why his arms feel like lead. So, for me, I don't know if you agree, Dan, moving into the third round now, I don't think Rhino can afford to get into a grappling exchange. Yannick's too clinical on top. He'll do enough just to sort of see out the round. If he gets the chance to finish, he will go for it, a la the armbar in round one.
Yep.
But for me, Rhino needs to sort of keep the centre of the cage as he did in the second. Throw more shots. If Yannick does come in with those jabs and he's keeping his chin in the air, then look to counter. But otherwise, Yannick will just let the seconds tick by and we could be on for a landslide.
Definitely, but you know, unanimous decision wouldn't tell the story of this fight, you know, totally. You know, on paper, it'd be a unanimous decision in my eyes so far.
Touch of gloves from both fighters on this occasion. Big right hand from Yannick.
And that rocks Rhino right there.
Well, he just sort of ate it, didn't he? There wasn't really any head movement, any sort of view of blocking the shot. He just all chin, and then Yannick pounces on the takedown. Now in a good position. Well, I was going to say now in a good position, but could have possibly passed for the head and arm, but they've sort of progressed towards the cage, and now wouldn't be viable for Yannick to scoot over to that side.
No, and you know, close to the cage, that half guard, it pays dividends. You know, where he keeps that man's leg pinned to the floor, so he can't climb the cage.
That's it. And from here, if he can posture up and start throwing the left hand, I think he could do some damage to Rhino. Now he's sort of pushed his knee through to try and trap the arm of Daly.
And Yannick's putting on a clinic right now.
And this is what I said at the start of the round. This is where Yannick wants it to be. He's not necessarily throwing bombs, looking to sort of take Rhino out in one or two shots, but he's eating up the clock. He's got volume punches that are accumulating and doing the damage.
And they're going to accumulate, especially after that big overhand right that Yannick threw. It was a beautifully timed shot. Caught him right off the bat of the third round, and, you know, Daly's suffering for it now. He's got hold of the head. He looks like he's going to climb the cage, but I won't put it past Yannick to kind of scoot him back. There we go.
Yeah, Daly looking to get back to his feet. Yannick just completely shutting it down.
And this is what happens when you get, you know, a technically sound, well-rounded fighter. And, you know, for all the power and striking ability that Daly possesses, you know, the story's being told on the ground by Yannick.
Now Yannick throws the power punches, and again the referee stops in, calls a stop to the contest. And again, I think it may be to the back of the head, but it is difficult because I understand Dean Weir has stopped the contest, and rightfully so. Some of the shots did hit the back of the head. But again, there is sort of mitigating circumstances that Daly, as soon as the shots are thrown, he's turning and twisting. Of course, those shots are going to be Yannick has thrown them, and mid-punch he's turning. So a lot of those could potentially turn into illegal strikes.
Yeah, and I only saw one there. That's the kind of thing that I'd like to see a warning for, you know, maybe watch the back of the head, because once you cock, you know, that arm and you throw your punch, if Daly turns his head, that punch is mid-flight, you know, and that's what I'd like to see, maybe not a stoppage to the fight, not a go to your corners, watch the back of the head.
The long and short of it is Dean Weir has given Rhino Daly a chance here, and he's taken a point off of Michael Yannick here for the second time, but Yannick sort of 2 rounds up, 3 rounds really, with not long to go in this. But for me, as I said, Dean Weir's given Daly a chance. Daly just needs to unload, throw everything.
Daly's looking tired right now, his arms are sagging.
He needs to go after the finish. There's no point standing over him. He should have jumped on him, tried to unload everything he possibly could.
Yeah.
Beautiful
leg kick there by Daly.
Like I said, he's caught the kick, he swept him, and it was great. But that's not going to win you the fight. Stood over him then, looking menacing. He needs to go in and throw the strikes.
Yannick moving really well, so he's just taking that big leg kick.
Daly needs to go after it. Big right hand from Yannick, shoots in for the
takedown.
Great overhand right and change of levels, and we're back to where we were prior to the point deduction.
And Yannick knows where he's going to win this fight. He knows where he's going to win this fight.
And ultimately from here, with 10 seconds remaining, he has won this fight, even with the point deduction. We will be going to the judges' scorecards.
And what a solid performance by Yannick tonight.
Yep, absolutely.
Never disappoints.
The returning Michael Yannick looking to get another victory here on Almighty Fighting Championship. We will go to the judges' scorecards, but on our unofficial scorecard, I think we're in shared agreement that it will be going in the direction of the Nottingham MMA man. But we will pass it in case to our MC Lee Nicholson, who will render the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, as always, your appreciation for our fighters, please. And so, after 3 rounds of action, we head to the judges' scorecards, where we have a unanimous decision for your winner. In the blue corner, Mikel Sasakiani. And your continued appreciation, please, for Rhino Daly.